Many people over the age of 50 notice a strange and frustrating pattern. They fall asleep normally at night, but then sometime between 2 and 4 in the morning, they suddenly wake up. Sometimes they fall back asleep after a while, but often they lie awake staring at the ceiling, wondering why their sleep has changed. For some people, this happens occasionally, but for others, it becomes a regular pattern that appears several nights each week. Waking up at 3 in the morning can feel mysterious, but in most cases it is not random. It is usually the result of several biological changes that become more common after the age of 50. One of the first factors involves changes in circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is the internal clock that tells the body when to feel awake and when to feel sleepy. As people age, this internal clock often shifts slightly earlier. Scientists sometimes call this an advanced sleep phase. That means the body may begin to feel sleepy earlier in the evening, and it may also begin to wake earlier in the morning. If someone goes to bed at 10 at night, waking at 3 or 4 in the morning may actually represent the body completing most of its sleep cycle earlier than it once did. Another factor involves sleep architecture, which refers to the different stages of sleep-to-brain cycles through each night. Younger adults typically experience longer periods of deep sleep, which is the most restorative stage of sleep. After 50, deep sleep often becomes lighter and shorter. When sleep becomes lighter, the brain is more easily awakened by small disturbances, such as noise, temperature changes, or subtle hormonal signals. Hormonal shifts can also play an important role. In women, menopause and the decline of estrogen and progesterone can affect sleep stability. These hormones help regulate body temperature and support deeper sleep cycles. When levels change, nighttime awakenings may become more common. In men, gradual changes in testosterone levels can also influence sleep quality. Although these hormonal shifts are natural, they can alter how easily the brain moves between sleep stages. Stress and the body's stress hormone, cortisol, can contribute as well. Cortisol follows a daily rhythm, normally rising in the early morning to help the body wake up. However, if stress levels are elevated, cortisol may rise earlier than expected. When cortisol increases during the night, the brain may interpret it as a signal to wake. Blood sugar fluctuations can also disturb sleep. During sleep, the body continues to regulate glucose levels. If blood sugar drops too low during the night, the body releases stress hormones to restore balance. This hormonal response can trigger sudden wakefulness. Another subtle factor is body temperature regulation. During sleep, the body's core temperature drops slightly, helping maintain deep sleep. As people age, temperature regulation can become more sensitive. Small changes in the bedroom environment may therefore have a larger effect on sleep stability. It is important to understand that waking during the night is not necessarily abnormal. Human sleep has always included brief awakenings between cycles. What changes after 50 is how easily the brain returns to sleep afterward. When multiple factors such as lighter sleep, hormonal changes, stress, and metabolic shifts combine, waking at 3 in the morning can become more noticeable and persistent. Although waking at 3 in the morning can be frustrating, there are several strategies that may help stabilize sleep patterns after 50. One of the most effective approaches involves strengthening the body's circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm relies heavily on light exposure. Getting natural sunlight during the morning helps signal to the brain when the day begins. This strengthens the internal clock and can improve nighttime sleep consistency. Evening lighting also matters. Bright artificial light late at night can delay melatonin production. making sleep cycles more irregular. Reducing screen exposure and bright lights in the hour before bedtime can support smoother transitions into sleep. Physical activity during the day also influences sleep depth. Regular exercise helps regulate metabolism, reduce stress hormones, and increase the body's natural sleep pressure. This pressure makes it easier to remain asleep during the night. Exercise does not need to be intense. Even daily walking or moderate strength training can improve sleep stability over time. Nutrition patterns can influence nighttime awakenings as well. Very heavy meals close to bedtime may disturb digestion, while going to bed extremely hungry can contribute to nighttime blood sugar drops. Balanced evening meals containing protein, fiber, and healthy fats may support more stable overnight metabolism. Hydration is another factor that sometimes surprises people. Dehydration can affect circulation and body temperature regulation during sleep. Maintaining adequate fluid intake during the day may support overall sleep comfort. However, excessive fluid intake immediately before bed may increase nighttime bathroom visits, which can interrupt sleep cycles. Stress management is also important. Mental activity and worry often become more noticeable during nighttime awakenings because the environment is quiet and there are fewer distractions. Techniques such as slow breathing, relaxation exercises, or gentle stretching before bed can help calm the nervous system. Some people also benefit from writing down thoughts or plans for the next day earlier in the evening, which reduces mental activity at night. The sleep environment itself should also be considered. Bedrooms that are cool, dark, and quiet support deeper sleep cycles. Even small improvements, such as blackout curtains, consistent room temperature, or white noise, can improve sleep continuity. If waking at 3 in the morning occurs, it is often helpful to remain calm rather than becoming frustrated. Stress about sleep can actually make returning to sleep more difficult. Sometimes simply resting quietly and allowing the body to relax will lead to sleep returning naturally. If wakefulness continues for a long time, briefly leaving the bed and engaging in a quiet activity under dim light may help reset the brain's sleep signal. Over time, consistent routines help the brain relearn stable sleep patterns. It is also important to recognize when sleep disruptions may require professional evaluation. Persistent insomnia, severe daytime fatigue, loud snoring, or breathing interruptions during sleep can indicate sleep disorders that benefit from medical attention. For most adults over 50, however, occasional early waking reflects natural changes in sleep regulation rather than serious illness. The body continues to adapt throughout life, and sleep patterns evolve along with it. Understanding these changes can remove much of the anxiety surrounding nighttime awakenings. Instead of seeing them as a sign that something is wrong, they can be understood as signals from the body's changing rhythms. With supportive habits, stable routines, and patience, many people find that sleep quality improves again over time.